God damn it. I thought I muted all the things, but I guess I didn't. I had Google Chrome open and Firefox, so I ruined my intro. I'm starting over again. Fuck that.
Right.
Okay, we're doing 3, 2, 1, starting over.
So it begins.
Power Rangers are Ness.
Fucking love the laugh.
Yeah, that's great. That is a great laugh right there.
Yeah. How's everybody doing? We got Teresa Martin in the chat and to Dr. Rebels. What's up? Yeah, sorry for that kerfuffly start. Usually I'm more prepared, but I have 2 different windows open, each with like 30 tabs on them. So of course there was a tab that didn't have it muted. So yeah, just naturally, just my luck. God damn it! You're supposed to be on this. We need a secretary. Let's make your girlfriend a secretary. That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. Now my Star Wars finally caught us at the beginning. What's up, dude? And Fan Scene is in the chickadee chat. He says, hell yeah, the Green Ranger. Fuck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about, too. Green Ranger all the way. Tommy, Jason David Frank. Yes. But all right, today we are doing a bring your own topic thing, but we got a couple of pre-scheduled guests. So we're going to rotate them in and out here and there, but going to give them a little time to come on in, going to ease in. But until then, we're going to entertain you as best we can. And I apologize if I burp. I'll try to mute. I just ate some chicken and soda, of course. You know me. If it's not chicken, it's pizza. I just muted. There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Saved you from hearing my delicious burps, unless women think it's sexy, which I doubt completely. Flip, throw me a bone here.
Yeah.
Did you see the new Clone Wars Bad Batch thing?
I did indeed, sir. I certainly did.
I did not, because I don't have Disney Plus. So that is funny.
You know what? I can send you a link to a place you can see it.
I would appreciate that, actually. I didn't really care for The Mandalorian when people were sending me those, but yeah, Clone Wars, I'd check that out. Hell yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'll say it's like a little torrent. Most people know about it.
Yeah.
Movies, but yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Funny story about Clone Wars. So I was at work the other day, not yesterday, but the day before, and I do night shifts, and then I open on the weekends. And man, it was like 20 minutes before closing, and I'm just about to, 20 minutes is okay. So this couple comes in and they're about to eat some food, some sandwiches. That's fine. But then they're pulling out their Clone Wars thing. I'm like, oh, you watching Bad Batch? He's like, hell yeah. He has like a soy voice kind of, actually, and he kind of looks like one too. And the girlfriend looks a lot tougher than him. So, you can say what you want about their relationship. But, he's like, yeah, I'm going to watch Bad Batch. It's so cool, huh? I was like, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. And it's like, I'm trying to get the store closed. And it's like, usually when the store is going to lock up, it's good courtesy to leave a good 5 minutes before they close so they can finish out their shit and, clean up after your mess and everything. No. I tell them 10 minutes before closing, hey guys, I'm going to be locking up soon, so wrap it up, all right? And they're like, okay. And then, they don't really move at all. And I'm like, okay, 5 minutes to go. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's like I got to lock the door in a couple minutes here, so wrap it up, shove that sandwich down your throat and get the fuck out of here. That's what I want to say. But I'm not, because I have good customer service. But, then it's like, it's like 10 o'clock. I'm like, all right, your butts are still sitting down. What? This is when my customer service starts to waver here, because it's like, now you're on my time and I have to get back to work in the morning. Like, I close and then open, it's like, I'm like, all right, so can you guys get out now? They're just like, yeah, okay, we're moving. And they get up and they just like ever so sluggishly move their way toward the door, but they're watching the Clone Wars the whole time. So I'm hearing, the clones, oh God, whatever the hell they're saying in an episode. So I'm just like, I want to watch that episode, but it's pissing me off because they're just holding up my time. And I'm like, I'd love to watch some Clone Wars, but
And then you're hearing it, like you're already hearing it. That's like teasers and such. I guess it's teasing.
I mean, that doesn't. I don't really care about that. I mean, I figure it'll get spoiled, or I'll see somebody's video on it before I see all the episodes anyway. But it's just like, dude, like, just get the fuck out of here. Like, you can watch it later. I mean, unless he's trying to hang on to the Wi-Fi, but they could have, like, said something, or asked if they could stay a few minutes past the door, so I can lock the door and do my shit, and just let them go after like 10 minutes or something. I do that for some people sometimes if they're eating their food and it's raining outside. I get customer service, but it's like fucking assholes. Anyway, that was related to the Clone Wars because they're watching it on their phone and I could hear it, and then I was at work, so I was getting pissed.
Yeah, you seem to want to see it pretty badly, and it's worth it. It's modest to say that it's good because it feels like you jumped right back in it. If you watched it when it came out originally, and all of a sudden you get the chance to watch it on this new one, it's like, oh wow, it's like you never missed a beat. You're right back in it. I am apprehensive to say if it looks better. It's hard to tell. It looks exactly like it did. I'll give them that. So I think you'll enjoy it for sure. Yeah. Maybe it's because of the HD and everything. It just looks better than the copies I've seen on, Disney Plus before. I don't know. Something about it does look sharper. Maybe it's just the art that they did or whatever. But it's very hard to tell.
It could be the motion capture in general. Like, I think when they were doing that in the 2000s, like that maybe it was and not exactly newer, but it was still being kind of worked on with the budgets that they had at the time. So maybe they're able to go in post and make it look a little sharper.
Yeah, I think so. The problem for me is I'm looking at it going, am I just excited? Is that why it looks better? Or
that could be, I feel like people will themselves into ignoring things sometimes, but then later it can be like, oh, wait a second. It's not that great. Okay, I didn't notice that. When you have the hype glasses on or something, and it's like, oh yeah, this is fucking awesome, bro. Yeah, let's do this. Clone baby has wrecked. Let's go.
Hype glasses. That's awesome. I've heard beer goggles, and now
nostalgia goggles is what I was thinking of in my head, but I couldn't think of nostalgia for a sec. I was like, what word is the word? I don't know. The bird is the word.
Word.
All right, I'm gonna say hello to the chat real quick, Flip, and then if you want to, you can say a little bit about what you think about the Clone Wars episode without spoiling too much or something, and then we'll bring our guest on in if he's ready. We'll send him a link anyway in a minute. But we got the Continuum in the chat. What's up, my friend? The Continuum Trek is what I'll always call you because it rolls off the tongue so much easier for me. Because I feel like when I say the Continuum, it's like I'm tripping over myself. So it's like the Continuum Trek. Like you're opening a Sprite,
Yeah, I like the Continuum Trek name personally. It rolls off the tongue like you said before, much better. But I do respect the idea of altering your name every now and again, though.
Yeah, true. And making it shorter is probably easier on searches for most people, I imagine. Yeah, and can look better. Sometimes it looks better with less words on the screen. I understand that. That's cool. Yeah. We got our Night Ambassador, Figgity fan scene in the chat. Modding like a boss. I appreciate that, bro. We might send you a link later if we're still going longer than we think. We're probably going to go an hour-ish, but maybe a little longer. Depends on when our guests roll on in, and we'll see how the night goes and where it takes us. You guys let us know how you're doing tonight. Let us know if you've seen the new Clone Wars Bad Batch, because I haven't, but I shall very soon, thanks to some secret spy stuff I got going on to, obtain the copies. So we'll be great. We shall be set.
Bad Batch.
Yes, and go watch the Bad Batch, please. And we got Echo Base Network. Don't know if that's Coach or Nick, but regardless, what's up, guys? We love you. I heard your video is like, it either is at 100K or almost at 100K views. That's great, regardless. Yeah, you saw their documentary, right, Flip?
The documentary for what?
For Echo Base Network, their Star Wars.
Yeah, I did actually. Wow, that was real good. And I think I even sent a DM to him talking about it for a minute. I was like, I saw that. It was amazing. Well, we definitely had a little talk there, but I gave them a big comment. That was, 30 minutes long-ish? Amazing.
Oh, no, that was like an hour.
Oh, okay.
It was over an hour, I think.
It was long, and it was one of those long ones where you're like, I'm going to hit play. I'll see how long I can go. But then before you realize it, the whole thing's over and you're like, you want more. It's that
Yeah, exactly. It had a great flow. It was like it showed things fairly. It wasn't a one-sided type of perspective from the documentary. It showed, all sides from all different angles, even the little ones in between. So that was great. Good work, guys. Yeah, I know. I think they're going to want to do more like that soon, and I hope they do. That could be their niche. Like, that could be their thing, making documentaries. I remember I wanted to make one a while back. I was going to call it the Fandom Menace Trilogy. I was going to try to be catchy with it, and but it's like, looking back, I remember the script I was writing down. I hated it. I hate it now, but at the time, I thought it was great.
Yeah, of course.
Like, no one would give a rat's butt for this at all.
Yeah. It's funny. You got to gauge your market sometimes. They had the right market, and it's, I think you and I both have done videos where we try to make it sort of a little bit of a mockumentary or a documentary or a biography or whatever we want to make it. We've done similar at least, but the more lengthy it gets, the more you start feeling apprehensive that people won't want to watch the whole thing. But they did nail it. True.
I agree. Another guy we got in the chat is Detox Rebels. I almost want to call him Detox, like R2 Detox. I don't know. Just some type of name like that. He says it is true cinematic quality. He's agreeing with you.
True cinematic quality. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. We got James Clark, the artist, in the chat as well. I think he's got a live stream going on tonight as well. Be sure to go check him out. He's a good artist, as in the name. You got Darth David R.
Haven't seen him in a while. So glad to have you, man.
Yeah, man. I wonder, is the R supposed to just be Darth David R? Or supposed to be like Darth David R?
It's a pirate.
If he has an eye patch over his icon or something, that'd be great. Darth David R.
He's a Sith pirate. You should work that into your content, brother.
A Sith pirate. That's awesome. They had pirates in the Clone Wars and Sith, but they did not have Sith pirates. That would be great.
Yeah, I know Maul would appreciate that.
They have to have some type of parrot on their shoulder, though. Like, I think one of them did some creature hanging around on what's his face,
like a Salacious Crumb type guy.
Who's the pirate in the Clone Wars?
Hondo.
Hondo, right? Was it Yondu or Hondo? Oh fuck, I'm getting names. I'm getting Guardians of the Galaxy mixed up in there. Oops.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Hondo. Hondo does not have a parrot. I don't know what the name of the character is, but yeah.
There we go. And then we got Not My Star Wars in the chat. It says it's not just you. The CGI is sharper. Okay, it is. That's cool. So that's actually another reason why I kind of want to see it. I want to check that out, see how they've improved and whatnot. Because that was the one thing. Like, I liked the the regular Clone Wars, of course, when it is on Netflix. But that is kind of one criticism, is that sometimes when they move fast, it looks so bad. Or like in the Clone Wars movie, the animated Clone Wars movie, like, that was where it was at its worst. And it was like, oh, Jesus, like, what am I watching here? In a way, it was like a sharper food fight. Now, if you guys know the crappy food fight movie, then I don't need to explain. It's where there's like a jillion actors like Charlie Sheen and Hilary Duff and whatnot voicing these horrible characters. And oh my God, like, I don't know, the first Clone Wars movie thing that kicked off the show kind of reminds me of that in the like quality of the visuals, but they do improve in the seasons, so it does get better, and the story's good and stuff, so it's easy to pay attention to. Don't think I'm actually comparing it to Food Fight, okay? Don't mistake my words.
Right.
Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. Christopher Lloyd is like a crazy psychopath in it. It's like this weird animated monstrosities.
Food Fight, is that the name of it?
Yes, it's one of the. Just watch somebody's review of it. Like, there's at least 30 channels that did a review of it, and that's the only way you can get through it.
It is so fun. When you and I talk, there are movies you haven't seen and shows, and I think everybody here in this chat probably knows your record for what you still want to watch, because it's been a fun thing to go through with you. But what's interesting is, though you haven't seen a lot of the mainstream stuff, you have seen a lot of very unique movies. And when you suggest stuff to me and I go and watch it, I'm like, wow, I never would have thought to look for this or heard of it if it weren't for The Rookie. So Food Fight is one I'm going to add to my list.
No, don't torture yourself. Just watch a review. Watch a review of Food Fight. Don't watch the actual movie. That's horrible.
Okay, I will take your word for it. Absolutely.
Okay, we got the Ambassador in the chat. What's up, buddy? He's an awesome dude. I think you did a stream with him last week. or this weekend. So that's cool. Got Teresa Martin as well. We got a continuing track once again. What's up, everybody? Boom, boom, boom. All right. Hope you're all settling in, getting nice and cozy. We're about to bring in our guest in just a moment. Snowdub says, "What's up, Pete? What's up?" I was gonna say, "What's up, peace?"
Peace.
Swallow my saliva so I don't sound like an idiot on live radio. So he said, "What up, peeps? Hashtag Cotton Connection is in the house. Hell yeah. Hashtag trans fat, baby. Hell yeah.
Gender check. Boom.
Gender check. Fuck yeah. Oh, speaking, it's Snowdub. If you're still in the chat, buddy, this one is for you. If I'm clicking on the right one, hold on. Yeah, there we go. This one's for you, buddy."
Weakness identified.
Hey, what are you? He punched me in the dick. Why? Why did he punch me in the dick?
I love that.
As soon as you switched that on, I started laughing. I knew where you were going with it.
I love that. Dragon Ball Bridged is hilarious. One more quick one based on, just to go with that a little bit. One more.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Yes. Excuse me, sir. Ma'am. I'm a ma'am.
Dun-dun-dun.
It never gets old.
Yep. I mean, I'm sorry. I have to do this to everybody though. Just one more.
Oh. Fudge.
Just kidding. One more.
This is Sparta! This is Sparta!
Oh, wow. Did you put that together? Did you actually?
Yes, I edited that, so it'd be like that.
That's what's so funny to me, man.
I love it, man. It's fun collecting these clips, man. There's so many I could do. Some I wish I could do longer, but it has a limit on how long it can be and how many things are in it, or how many megabytes or whatever.
Yeah. That's fun.
All right. Yep. And then we got the Geek Blend. What's up, Geek and Curtis YZ? All right. Hashtag release the Pirate Sith Clone Wars secret episode. That's a long hashtag.
That is a long hashtag.
I agree. That would be cool. Wouldn't that be cool if, like, after this is all done with the Clone Wars, and they're like, okay, yeah, that's about it, we're done, and then it's like, like a month later, it's like, boop, one episode releases on Disney Plus, and it's like, what? Another episode? What the hell? And it's like, one of their last episodes, and like a month or two later, boop, another one pops up, and it's like just throughout the next couple of years, there's just random episodes that come up. They're like super specialized.
Well, I will say this. I like that they're not releasing all the episodes episodes. I like that they're not releasing them all at the same time because I binge the hell out of them right away. But it gives me something to look forward to. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I like the weekly release instead of the constant all at once garbly goop jumble mess.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's commenting on the videos. Yeah, Police Academy, what great films. Snowdub's like, it's ma'am. It is ma'am. There's so many more scenes where people say it's ma'am. I got to collect those. Those would be funny.
Mm-hmm, you should. I like the one that with the shaman that walks into the store with the pink thing.
Yep.
That never gets old, dude. Never.
Excuse me, it is ma'am.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. Don't you dare get that wrong, buddy. It is ma'am.
It'd be funny if he got kicked right in the cojones right at that moment. And that he's like, no.
Gets kicked.
He's like, you think that affects me? I told you, I'm a ma'am.
Yeah.
Sending the invite out to our first guest, and then we shall see. So until then, we must entertain. Flip, how in the world do you expect us to do that? I will answer you before you answer me right now. I think we should call in for some help, like maybe some.
It's Rita. She's escaped and she's attacking the planet.
What do we do?
Teleport to us 5 overbearing and over-emotional humans.
No, not that. Not teenagers.
All right. Not teenagers. All right, so our guest is in the back room, and I'm about to invite him in. But before that, I feel like we should have like a pump-up moment as he comes on in. So I'm going to play one more thing, and then he shall come on in.
Forth and fear no darkness! Arise! Arise, riders of Theoden! Spears shall be shaken! Shields shall be splintered! A sword day! A red day! And the sun rises!
And welcome, Doc Hogg. What's up, dude?
How are you?
Doing good, man.
Well, it's nice to be with all you lovely people, and I'm ready to go here. Almost ready, anyways. Ready to for a lengthy sit-in, and if that doesn't work, hey, I've got this here too. And now you can call the PepsiCo company and say, hey, there's been some product placement on my YouTube channel. If you want more, pay us. So you're good to go on that.
I mean, that's a smart way to do it. I'm surprised more companies don't look out to YouTubers to pay to have their products promoted. God, Subway should owe me like $1 million by now with how often I post their goddamn cookies.
It's like every third scene in a movie has it these days. So
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like I literally can have an ad for like Subway. Like, watch.
I love Rookie's cookies. Like what?
Rookie Critic on YouTube, everyone. He's making great movies, and he is funny and fun. He reminds me of the good old days of Awesome Channel Awesome.
Rookie is known for awesome cookies. Cookies so awesome, it makes you feel you want to eat them. Oh yeah.
Product placement.
Exactly. But anyway, so Doc Hogg, why don't you tell us about yourself? Introduce yourself. What's going on, man? Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing? What do you do?
Well, right now I'm actually a full-time Uber driver. I am working on building an independent comic business, and it's just kind of starting out with the first comic called Tilt. See, I'm not sure. Do I have a share screen? I can start sharing the Tilt. Let's see here. Yes, I do. Okay.
And then you just go to whatever window thingy you have that on, and I will open up the screen for you.
All righty.
Once you click the share thingy and allow and all that.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff. What's up, Cinna Dave in the chat, and Brian the Observer? Good evening. Good evening. My Star Wars in the chat as well. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's having a good night. All right, to see your thingy. Let's give it a watch. Tilt.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Here's the cover. Show it to you a little closer. Yeah, let me tell you about this. It's basically it's kind of a something of a is it a revenge or sort of a justice story, or maybe some of both. And the young woman here, her name is Jennifer Poehler. And her father is murdered by mobsters. And show you I'll show you another page in a minute. Basically, in the afterlife, he is begging a spirit to send some help to his daughter to protect her because the mobsters figure, he squealed something to her and they want to off her as well. And the spirit agrees to do it, but the price is she has to use the protection, the power that she's going to get to eliminate the mobsters. And basically the power that she gets is she has the ability to make the characters in a deck of cards come alive. And what you see right here is the Jack of Hearts, the King of Hearts, and the Queen of Hearts. And she has to use them to basically go after the members of the mobsters who actually did murder her dad. And let me show you another bit of art here.
All right. Now, do you know what platform you're going to release this on?
Yeah, I'm releasing it on Indiegogo, and let me throw the URL into the chat for the sign up page.
Do it into private chat. Okay, sweet. I'll post that.
And this is the page basically where the father is talking with the spirit. It's the completed page. It's one of those things that when you're making comic books, just to back up real quick here, when I was first getting into this, Michael Barron, who used to write some comics like Punisher and Batman, you may have heard of those. He's done some videos for my YouTube channel, and one of them was that when you're writing a script for a comic book, you have to think of yourself as a screenwriter. And when you hand it over to the artist to start drawing, you have to think of him as the director. And initially I was like, whoa, wait. I'm going to be kind of giving up control of my comic book. But, when I hand it over to the artist, which is, was not something that was sitting well with my somewhat anal nature. And, but as I thought about it, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Because sometimes the artists come up with, better ways of presenting your ideas than, what, at least for me, what I had in my head. And this was a case where my colorist, Lenore King, I was thinking that this was going to be kind of a heaven scene, kind of glowing white with, some gold, around it. And she said, well, this is really a darker scene. Let's do that. And what she came up with, I thought was way better. I mean, it's this very kind of drab, dark sort of indigo or blue, along with, the outfit of the spirit is this sort of blood red. And it came out, I think, a lot, far better than I had hoped for. So that's kind of one of the interesting things of making comics. Let me give you some other art here.
Yeah, the color can really bring out a page, and there's so many different ways that color can shape the images.
Yeah, well, no, she's really a good colorist. Not super good on deadlines, but I'm getting her for a lot cheaper than I would other colorists, since this is one of her first projects. So,
right. Well, wow, that's still impressive.
I'm not as tough on the deadlines with her, but working with her is a lot of fun. She will actually be on my YouTube channel, Comics and Variety, on Tuesday, working on the poster for this comic book.
What's her name again?
Lenore King, and her Twitter handle is @LostLenore. She has a Twitch channel on Twitch that's worth watching. She draws a lot of art, and she also does karaoke on that channel, and she's damn good at it. You would be surprised. I mean, she's got quite the set of lungs on her. So, alrighty, let's see what else here. Okay, this is a scene that's not been colored yet, drawn by my illustrator Marcos Lima. This is what I just call the Jack Axe attack. And this is really the first mobster that they go after. And basically the way the sort of the mechanism here is she just takes the card she wants, she throws it on the ground, it expands and flips up, and here's the Jack coming out, Jack of Hearts coming out of the card. And as you can see in the bottom panel there, he connects for a score. So let's see. Anything else I need to tell you about that? No, just Jack Axe attack. I think the title pretty much explains it there. Okay, let's move on. This is Jennifer getting dressed for the. I sometimes call this the dress to kill panel. She's dressing up to go out and set up another mobster who has just become a made man, and they know where he's going to be celebrating after sort of the after party at this tavern, and he has kind of a thing for younger women. I mean, I guess there are some men who don't, but
I guess
there are plenty
once they cross a certain line, I guess plenty
of men who do. This next to her is the Queen of Hearts, who we kind of have her in the traditional garb that you would expect a queen to be in. The other queens will be in a little more superhero garb. But this is kind of this dress is what's known as a bandage dress. I'm not sure if we'll actually have the lines in the. That's how I envisioned it, and but we may just color it straight green. She actually has red hair, but this is going to be a blonde wig. She'll have sunglasses, kind of as a disguise, so that the bartender will have a harder time trying to identify who was with the mobsters to the cops when they show up to try to figure out who killed the.
Right. Yeah. If she came in with the red hair, that'd be easy to track down. I would imagine.
I think I'm gonna have Lenore color her a little bit made up and with lots of makeup. But if you go back to the cover here. You can see she's wearing that green dress, leather jacket. It's all kind of there. And I should mention here, let me see if I got one here. It's a little bit better resolution. I'll come back to that one. Yeah, this is a little better. Should mention my cover artist, who's actually different than the interior one. My cover artist is Jordi Armengol, and he actually has a comic book. He didn't actually create it, but he did all the art for it. That's online. The campaign is going on right now, called Off-Worlder, and that's on Indiegogo as well. Mike Barron, who I mentioned earlier, wrote the script for Off-Worlder. And a partner and I were actually trying to pick up Off-Worlder late last year to see if we could run the campaign. The guy who created it was kind of dropping his comic book business, and he was trying to sell off parts. And a partner and I were looking into doing it, and the deal fell apart. But that's how I met Jordi Armengol, and I liked his art. And I said, would you consider doing the cover for me? What's your price? And his price was in my price range, and I'm really glad that I did, because I have yet to have anyone. Well, I've had one person look at this cover and not really like it. I mean, the comment was, "Oh, that's nice," but other than that, everyone else has really liked it, and this is some of the best money that I've spent so far. I would have liked to have used him for the entire comic book, but given that this is my first go round and I'm trying to keep my costs down, because I really don't know what at this point I'm going to be able to raise on Indiegogo, and your first go round, you want to set a fairly modest goal. So I had to look elsewhere, and Marcos Lima he's in Brazil, does very nice art, and Brazil has a 4-to-1 exchange rate with the US dollar, so it was you can afford more down in Brazil than you can, say, in Spain, where Jordi Armengol is from. So let's see here, what else. This is
so hold on. So when do you plan to launch the campaign for it?
Sometime in probably the middle of March. It's a 32-page comic. I'm hoping to have half of it, 16 pages, completely finished, art, color, and lettering, all done before I launch, so that I can. Doing it that way, it looks like I'll be able to meet a schedule for when the campaign is over. The entire comic book will be finished, ready to go to the printer the day the campaign ends. So, and I'm very close. Lenore is very close to getting me pages 11 through 16, and then I'm going to be sending them to my letterer, Jason Meadows. So sometime in the middle of March, I'm hoping like around March 10th or 11th. It might be a little bit further along than a little bit later than that. And I should just mention what is the term tilt refer to. If you play poker at all, the card game poker, okay, at all seriously, there is a term called tilt, which is basically it is an emotional state where it's actually a mental state where you're letting your emotions dictate your play rather than logic or reason. And let me get to this bit of art here. This is actually the opening page, the first page. You have the main mobster here, Johnny Ricca, and then two of his sort of goons. They're hitmen. This the one on the right here is Jack. I call him Jack Tessio, and the one on the the one on the left is Jack Tessio. The one on the right is Marco Tessio. And this is actually the hit that they're going to do on Jennifer's dad. This is the opening scene. You're kind of staring down the barrels of the guns and seeing what he says, what Mr. Polar sees. And it's, again, here I just open up a mental state in poker during which emotion dictates your play instead of logic and reason. And that's I use that because this is going to be Jennifer Polar's character arc is going to be an emotional one, from one where she can't even imagine killing mobsters. And then when she first does it, she will literally throw up afterwards and wet herself, to one where she starts to actually get off on the adrenaline rush that comes with it. And down the road, as I get into more issues of this comic, that's going to have its own, the adrenaline rush will have its own consequences and problems as well. So it kind of refers to her character arc, one of fear and anxiety early on, to actually kind of getting off on it in a, I guess you might say, somewhat perverse way later on. And just how does that relate to poker? Well, or tilt? There are two basic types of tilt. You can be the more common one is negative one, where something you have a very strong hand in poker, and your opponent catches like a 2-outer on the last card to beat you. You had like a 5% chance, and you get angry, and that anger starts dictating your play. The other but less common one is actually positive tilt, where things have been going very, very well. You're on what's known as a heater or a rush, and you're feeling so good and so really overconfident that you let that, you just feel overconfident, and you start playing hands that you shouldn't because you're overconfident. So that's basically what tilt is. And again, it's the character arc of the main character Jennifer here, going from negative to somewhat more positive emotion, but both having serious consequences.
Nice. I'm loving the work, dude. This seems like a lot of effort going in here, and this will be your first campaign, and you're going to launch in the middle of March. I put the link to the mailing thing in the chat right here, so you guys can sign up early and get little notifications and whatnot on his project when that comes out. Yeah, that's great. Do you have any set live streams or anything for people when you launch? Are you trying to get some of those set up so that you can market it a little more?
Oh, absolutely. I have a Excel file of YouTube channels, people that I've contacted, people who've responded yes or no. I'm actually surprisingly, I think, fairly well organized, which is not always.
That's a good feat. That's a good thing to have, especially coming out of the gate with your first project. That's your first time you're putting your name and your work out there, and your ability to have your team of the illustrator, the cover artist, the comic artist, colorist, everything, all that working together. Did you have a letterer assigned and all that yet too?
Oh yeah, that's Jason Meadows, and he's actually done some of his own comic books. I'm of course getting some advice from him, and he's super busy. I've had him do a few videos for my YouTube channel, but he's super busy, and so doesn't have as much time for that. But yeah, my letterer is all set up. It's all good to go. And like I said, just a few last things. In the indie comics, we have what we call perks or swag, so that you'll be able to purchase it at different tiers. You'll get the comic book and a poster. And since this is a comic book that deals with cards, I'm actually going to have a deck of cards that you can purchase that will have Jennifer's
Image and all that.
Yeah,
like
I'm
this.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah,
it'll say tilt at the top, and in the bottom it'll have one of the sayings, which is it justice or revenge, and is justice or revenge in the cards.
Yeah, for people that aren't aware what tiers are with comics, because we have kind of a mixed fandom over here a little bit on the collective side. So yeah, so if you purchase the comic at whatever price that it's at, at first that's pretty much all you're getting for the most part. But the more people that back it, help raise that total price to higher amounts. And when you reach a certain milestone in the total price of that he's made on the comics, well then now he's able to have more perks for you, like you said, deck of cards or posters or something, right?
That's one way it works, but actually you'll have different options to buy. One will just be like the PDF, one will be the hard copy book, the next will be the comic.
Okay. I got you. I thought you were saying like the milestone tiers.
What you're actually talking about is called a stretch goal, which is
stretch goals. Oh, right.
Let's say my initial goal is $3,000 and I meet that, and then I can say, well, as I'm making more here, if I can, let's say, make it to 4,000 or 5,000, if I make it to there, everybody gets a poster.
Right, because then you can afford it. You'll know how many people are interested, and you can start doing that. I got you.
And I'm actually, just to let people know that I'm going to have a couple of tiers that are going to be the really expensive ones, sort of in the $100 ones. But those are where I will actually have my artist for issue 2 draw you into the comic book, and you will get killed in the comic book.
Hell yeah! If you want to die, sign up for that tier.
The lowest of those 3 tiers, the lowest one, you will get your throat slit. The middle one, you will get a dagger thrown into your eye, and the last one, you will get your head chopped off from the nose up. So,
you know what, Josh, I might have to sign up for that.
Yeah.
So hold on.
There'll only be one of each, because you can only kill so many characters in a. But
of course, but I was gonna say, so we have another guest backstage. So for another couple minutes or so, if you want to tell us about like what you do on your YouTube channel, or about you want to do a little more about your comic, that's cool. Got a couple more minutes. Tell us where we can find you. Something.
My YouTube channel is Comics and Variety, and I'll just put that in the chat here as well, real quick. Hang on. Yeah, and basically I do a lot. I review a lot of comic books, and both traditional Marvel, DC, Image stuff, and tell people whether I think it's worth buying or not, and then indie comics, and actually a guy by the name of Jeremy Lott, who also is doing indie comics. He and I have a something that's becoming a regular feature on Tuesdays that I just call the Indie Comics Stream, where we now review indie comics, talk about those on Tuesdays. That's the live stream. Lenore will be on this Tuesday, so no indie comic review, but she'll be, like I said, doing her poster, drawing the poster, and I'll be getting her to sing some karaoke. There is a parody of a Beach Boys song, Kokomo, actually called Camel Toe, and
I love that song.
She does a great karaoke of that, and I'm gonna press her to do that among others. So
we'll take it fast, then we'll take it slow. Looks like a camel toe. I love that song, man. That's ancient times song, man. That's awesome.
I'll let you sing it here because I can't carry a tune in a.
It's been forever since I heard it, but I remember some of that stuff. So,
but it's a lot of reviewing comic books, and I throw in little movie clips and just little suggestive things that I think are funny, and hopefully other people find funny. I am going to be doing a review of Gail Simone's 7 Days.
Oh boy.
Which surprisingly is very, very good. And I reviewed issue 1 a couple months back and liked it. And we're now up to issue 5. So it's time to do a broader review. And it's still very, very good. The only problem is, and this is typical with Gail Simone, is she always has to have LGBTQ, LMNOP characters in there, and she does that, and it's entirely gratuitous. Now, it doesn't take away much from the comic book, but that's going to be kind of my thing, is that you only really, in a comic book, you only want to put in the relationship if it adds to the story. or it's going to play out down the line, kind of like would be like Peter Parker and Mary Jane, right? You introduce them in the first or second Spider-Man. It may not have much to do with that story, but there's an awful lot to that relationship in the Spider-Man universe later on. But this is only a 7-issue comic book, so
yeah,
later on this relationship, it's just gratuitous virtue signaling. I mean, the only other reason you would put that in there is, as Howard Stern said in his movie, lesbians equal ratings. But it's not believe me, I've got a tweet.
Hot lesbians.
Yeah, I've got a tweet from Gail Simone where she says she's just always going to put those characters in there. So it's not that either. So
right.
At any rate, that's probably going to be Tuesday morning. I'll be putting that one on the lives or on my channel. And then I'm going to have another one shortly after that called Marvel X. It's now into its second issue. Issue 1 was odd. I didn't know what to make of it, and I didn't care for the art, but it was just good enough to get into issue 2. Issue 2, the story really now comes into focus. It's actually very interesting, but I still don't like the art. And one of the things I'm just going to briefly look at in that one is, can you have a really good story, but art that, can the art ultimately ruin it? And, I don't really know the answer to that. It's kind of, that
kind of depends, I suppose. You're reading the story and you're seeing the images that are put before you and whatnot. So
yeah, it's entirely subjective, really. I mean, well, to an extent, it's subjective.
Yeah, I feel like there is a line, but it depends. So for some people, that line, is drawn way sooner. So that makes sense. But thank you so much for coming on, dude. This has been a great conversation. I love your comic book idea here. We got your links down in the chat. Everybody, please go check him out. Sign up for the mailing list. He's going to be launching Tilt in the middle of March, and this will be his first thing. It's going to be on Indiegogo for his campaign for a comic book, and it sounds great, dude. Love it.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and I'd love to come back after it launches.
Definitely, man.
Good. Right, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. I do apologize, Flip, if you didn't get to say too much in that at the moment, but
that's okay. It's okay.
We do have our next guest, everybody, that is in the back room. And again, I feel like, we need a greeting just as well as the last one. So here we go again.
Forth and fear no darkness. Arise! Arise, riders of Theoden! Spears shall be shaken! Shields shall be splintered! A sword day! A red day! And the sun rises!
And welcome, Kame Mark. What's up, dude?
Hello, greetings. It's nice to meet you guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm stoked to be here at 1:05 in the morning here in the United Kingdom.
Well, thanks for coming on so early.
So early, yeah.
That's good. Well, what do you want to talk about, man? Tell us about yourself. What are you about? What's going on?
So I've been thinking about what to come on and talk to you about, yeah. And of the 9 people in the chat at the moment, yeah, at least 8 of them don't know who I am, yeah. So I've put together a little thing that I'm calling A Brief History of Kame Mark, yeah, which is, if I may be so kind and rude, if I may be rude and you'll be kind and let me share a screen with you, I'll take you through this gay little presentation that I've made for you.
All right, let's see it.
All right. So this is a brief history of Kame Mark, yeah. So look, I'm a YouTuber, yeah, and a writer and a musician and a poet and a satirist and all this other stuff, yeah. And this is my channel. Go and subscribe.
So some work campaign-ness here.
Yeah. Wait till you see it. It's just some. I put a lot of effort in it. Because I'm selling this comic book, and my campaign needs to be as good as the comic book in it. So I'm going all in. Get me big, go big or go home. Put your balls on the table. Yeah. So I'm a writer, yeah, but I'm not an artist. And you know, like the last guest, Doc Hogg, was saying that when you're a writer, like you just have to write it like a screenplay and give it to a artist and hope that he'll have a vision, like, and be able to put together something that is comparable to what like came out of your fingers when you wrote it. Like so there's like two ways that you can do that. Yeah, you can either fork out loads of money to an artist and say, can you draw this? Or you find someone who'll do it for free and it like but I found a third way, a communist way, and I made this book, Not Daredevil, which is the one that, if anyone's ever heard of me, this is probably why, which is made by me. It's
called Not Daredevil. It's called Not Daredevil. That's great.
Yeah, Not Daredevil. Because obviously the name Daredevil's trademarked in it, even though this character of Not Daredevil is in the public domain, because you know, it was made by this Lev Gleason guy in the 30s or whatever. So what I did was I took that comic book and I stripped out all the words and reworded it into a new story, like but you know, following the same beats and the same pacing, like, and just recontextualizing it into this comedy thing, which is pretty funny. Yeah. And I released it at the same time as Gail Simone's Death Defying Devil in it, like
nice.
To troll her a bit. And I went past it. The issue 2 was dedicated to Gail Simone, and it come out on the day that she released issue 1. So I beat her by a whole month, and then dropped issue 2 when like she dropped issue 1 in it. And there's like a letter inside issue 2 that starts like, "Dear Gail Simone, like, well done on releasing your book a month after me. Like, I'm going to destroy you like in the ratings," because I was giving them away for free in it, and I wanted to give away more than she could sell, but she sold like 8,000 of them, and I gave away 800, which is like 10%. But for free as well, like they didn't even have to pay to get it. So I bought that out and people liked it. Like, it's got loads of positive reviews in it that you can go and check out on YouTube as well.
Not Daredevil, not review. That's some good stuff, man. This is some good fun here with this too.
It's a really funny book. That is like the first video on this list. I went on this show War Campaign and they read it out, and it's so funny. Like, it makes me almost cry. Like when I watch it, it's so nice to like hear your work read out by someone else, like and to hear like an audience laughing and stuff. I love that. But yeah, so I could only give away like 800 in it. I wanted 8,000, which is nowhere near enough. And all of the people that I spoke to in indie comics said that you have to like build your YouTube presence in it. So I made this game show, Gay Space Communism, which is on my YouTube channel, where like we review like communist comic books, like and characters. So like this episode here, number 5, that had Red Gaze on, you know, Red Gaze in it.
Oh, hell yeah, hell the gays community, hell yeah.
Like loads of great people on these. We had Narwhal on last to look at this North Korean cartoon, Squirrel and Hedgehog. I don't know if you've seen that. But yeah, there's way more communist comic books out there than you would think. Yeah, so I've been trying to build like an audience and doing so moderately successfully. And like I said, I'm from the UK, and we've got like our own UK thing now in it, like where me and like all these other UK creators and fans and stuff like have our own rotating show, sort of like the Jack Show, but for the UK, if that makes sense. It's got like Captain Fuckhead, who's in the chat. Hey, Captain Fuckhead, and Peephole Circus, and Peter Gilmore, and Carl from Merry Boys. Like we've literally got the cream of the crop of like UK talent in it. So you should go and subscribe to that as well, people in the chat. So this is my book, and that I'm bringing out now. Look, The Adventures of Kim Il Sung and Best Korea. And I think, yeah. So I'm gonna play the trailer now, and if you give me a sec, if you don't mind, of course.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man. There's no copyright with the music, right?
I don't think that North Korea are going to come and get us. Can you hear it?
Yeah, we hear it. Okay. Looking promising.
Greetings, comrades, and welcome to Best Korea TV News. Today is yet another awesome day here in Best Korea as the infamous Western comic book writer who calls himself the Gay Space Jesus announces new book, The Adventures of Kim Il Sung and Best Korea.
The book is controversial in the West as using real undoctored photographs. It details the true historical outcome of the Korean War, our total dominant victory over the imperialist American dogs. Writer Connie Mark, the creator of Not Daredevil, seen here on YouTube show Gay Space Communism, has come under fire from the bourgeoisie capitalists for daring to speak the truth about how awesome everything is here in Best Korea with this tell-all 30-plus page comic. And how the eternal leader and all-round nice guy Kim Il Sung is actually magic, and the rightful ruler of all of Korea. To celebrate such a momentous occasion in the history of Best Korea, almighty leader Kim Il-sung has moved the heavens and the earth to declare the month of February will be extended by 1 day.
To celebrate the genius and bravery demonstrated in honoring my grandfather and the mighty Kim dynasty, we the people of Best Korea herefore and henceforth recognize February the 29th as Commie Mark Day.
Street parties are expected throughout the streets of Pyongyang as the Indiegogo campaign launches at midnight February the 29th.
What the heck?
The comic will be available in 2 formats in both standard US and the more traditional Korean manga style for the low price of just 10,800 North Korean won, $12 US. Check out the Indiegogo campaign for more details.
That was something.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, like yeah, I haven't seen anyone do anything like that before.
That is very unique, I would say.
I have always in the marketing.
That is pretty great.
Yeah, I'm really quite happy with that. But make sure it doesn't autoplay.
I really like that you take it at an angle that others haven't. That's something that I'm all about, trying something new, because otherwise you don't stand out. This is really great, really is.
Yeah, I am in complete agreement with you. Everything that I do is like that in it. Like I try like I'm a genre smasher. Like I talk about this idea that I have this visualization of like a large hadron collider inside my mind, like where I just take 2 things like and smash them together and go like garlic cheese, all right, like you know what I'm saying, like and it just whack 2 random things together, and occasionally something great comes out. And I'm always looking at ways around doing things, twisting things. Like I like recontextualizing things is the gist of it. So the book's available on Indiegogo on February the 29th. Like when I saw that date come up on the calendar, I was like,
make it
that
special.
Is the date. Yeah.
Dude,
so
that's awesome.
I can release issue 2 in 4 years' time, and
that's actually a great strategy, because then it's like now people have something to look forward to every 4 years.
Yeah.
It's like, make that a special day, because next year there ain't going to be one. So, might as well get it now while you can, quick.
Yeah. Every 29th of February is Commie Mark Day from henceforth.
Has that never been like a special day on the 29th? It's just always the leap year, and that's it, pretty much. Like,
yeah, I was thinking about this. I don't think there's any sort of like a spiritual holiday like associated with it. Like how we have it's not even a bank holiday in my country. Like I don't know about in anyone else's. Like it should be. It's like it's an extra day in it. Like give it us for free. Captain Fuckhead in the chat says that that's a superb cover. That's because that's his cover that he did.
Ah, sweet.
He's my YouTube boyfriend, and it is the co-host of Gay Space Communism. He's the founder of CG UK. Like everything that I'm doing now, like is by my side, and it take him everywhere. He's my boyfriend.
Hell yeah! Well, that's awesome. That's adorable.
Internet boyfriend, not a real life boyfriend.
Oh, I know. Yeah, hell yeah. Exactly.
Sweet, yeah. Yeah, so the book's made out of like photos in it. Like and these photos are all from like the 1930s and 40s. Some of them are from the 50s, pushing it a bit. But they're all real photos from inside Korea in it. Like the hardest country in the world to get photographs from, probably, yeah.
Yeah, very restrictive, yeah, I assume.
Yeah, so you only get certain photos that present certain things in certain ways because it's all about propaganda in it. And this book is about propaganda. Like in those previous Not Daredevil books, like I did one about racism and one about sexism. Like this book's about propaganda. Like that's the big thing behind it. Like a alternate history propaganda. Like this is the kind of book you'd expect the North Koreans to hand out in it. Like because it paints them in a positive light, but it's a satire as well because I wrote it, and it like I can't help but write like. Of
course. Do you have a mailing list set up for people to sign up beforehand? Yeah, send me that in the private. Send me that in the private chat, and I'll post that in the link for you. I'll post that in the chat.
You know, originality, which I already mentioned, is everything. I see a lot of people in whatever they're creating, whether it be videos, comics, or anything, music even. That is the driving force for not just being noticed, but making yourself happy. Did you have a lot of fun coming up with this?
Oh, yeah. Like, my dream is to just stay at home having fun doing stuff like this and it all the time. Coming on random YouTube streams and showing people how cool like the thing is that I've made. Like, and imagine just being able to do that. And that thing provided like you know, for your house and your food and stuff, like that's a dream in it, like to make stuff that pays for your stuff.
Absolutely. See, I think that when you have fun with what you do, and if you can make it to where it helps pay the bills, that's even better. But if you can have fun with it, I think it really shows in the art, whatever that art manifests to be. I think it shows in there.
Yeah, definitely. Like you can. So it's the opposite of, you know how some artists go super depressed in it, and they think like, I can only create art if I'm depressed. Woe is me, I'm tortured in it. Like it's so hard living at home, just having fun. And like those people make art that is like that. You know, depressed people make depressing art in it. Like if you're having fun, that's the way to make fun stuff.
Absolutely. It reflects. It really does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's like an alt history thing in it, like Man in the High Castle or like a Turtle Dove book or something. You know, like because I've changed the events of what happened, but using like all original images of what happened in it. Sort of like what I did with Not Daredevil, but I think this one was technically more difficult to do. Like, I'm more proud of this as an achievement, like because it was harder.
I have to admit, I'm intrigued. I really am intrigued.
Yeah. See, I thought as well that I'd invented this as a genre, which is what always happens. I thought that I'd have invented abridged comics when I come up with Not Daredevil, but that's just a thing, and it like it's an obvious idea. Someone told me that there's a comic, a Star Trek comic, that is made out of stills from old episodes of the original series, like recontextualized into a new story. And then I was like, God damn. Like I thought I'd invented that as a thing. The same thing happened to me in the 90s when I invented the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and then discovered that it already existed.
So you say you invented the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah, about 10 years after Alan Moore did, yeah.
Yep. Discovered it first later, right?
Yeah. But yeah, look, I'm always coming up. I've got like so many projects in the future, and all of them are like weirdly different, like from anything else, like in some other way. Like I think because I can't draw good or speak good, that like I think more about how to make it like an art thing, and it like the art's like above the drawing, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of like a 3D, kind of makes it pop a little bit.
Yeah, like the whole thing's got to be twisted in some like modern art, pop art, surrealist kind of way. Just all the cool words in it. Yeah, so that's it. Like Kim Il-sung and Best Career, February 29th, Comic Mark Day. Go and buy it. It's like $12, I think, something like that. I don't know what the exchange rate works out to today. But yeah.
Yep, the link is in the chat, guys. If you want to sign up early for it, it's just next week, basically, where you can have your opportunity to get this awesome piece of American history and UK history, all that world history, Earth history,
history, yeah. Oh, and you was talking with Doc Helg earlier about tiers and stretch goals and stuff.
Yeah.
So one of the things with this book is I have a manga version in it that you can buy, which is exactly the same book but backwards, like and in black and white, so it reads like a manga in it.
Oh, sweet!
Yeah, digging the font also.
And pardon?
I dig the font. It's really for a minute there I didn't pay attention to it, and then I suddenly caught that it's it's English, but I thought it was Asian.
Yeah. Well, that's by design. It proves that it's working. I got like a fanzine version of as well in it that I printed like on A4 paper. Like and I'll be selling just like 10 copies of this and it like the rare. This will be the collector's one in it in the future. Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
And just forgive me here, but that is the premise for the the Commie Mark sort of thing you're doing, or are you? I guess I really don't understand where you're going with the communist flag and all that. Is it just sort of your character or whatever?
To describe it as the character, as my character is reducing it a bit. Like, but yeah, it's my. I am a communist, yeah. Like, I believe in sharing and that, but you cannot be a one-man communist in a capitalist world. Like, it don't work. And, like, all I'm so right now, yeah. If you have a job that you go to, like a real job. What we're doing is we're exchanging our time for money in it. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather keep my time and make cool stuff and get money. Like, this is my way out of wage slavery. Like, back it today and I can stay at home with my family and have a lovely life. So,
or send him to the fast food shops and make sandwiches like the rest. That's good. Yeah, one or the two.
Hey, Commie Mark, People Circus wanted me to ask you about the embassy delivery.
Oh yeah, so this is what I was leading to. I've been discussing the idea of having a stretch goal where, if I achieve X amount of sales or dollars or whatever, that I'll take a copy of it to the North Korean embassy in London and just run up and just throw it over the fence and run away like a big pussy. Because I ain't gonna go and hand
filming it. You gotta film that.
Well,
right?
that's the thing. Like, I need 1,000 YouTube subscribers so I can live stream it from my mobile device. And those are the YouTube rules.
Well, I mean, you can still technically record the video and then post it later, right?
Yeah, I know. This is get me 1,000 YouTube subscribers.
All right, now let's skip that. No, just kidding. Yeah, subscribe to Commie Mark. I think I posted his link in the chat. I'll do that one more time so y'all can go check him out. He's almost to 200. He's getting there. So if we want to see him run over there and throw it over the wall and run away, and get him to 1,000 subscribers.
I gotta do that.
I was suggesting, I've been thinking about the idea of offering a stretch goal where I'll get a Kim Jong-un haircut. Because, obviously I've got like these luscious long locks in it, like, because I'm a hippie sort of person. And I think that enough people on YouTube might spite me enough, like, to make me get a Kim Jong-un haircut. So that's an option as well.
Just develop a troll army against you, and you'll be funded and have enough subs in no time.
Yeah, hopefully. But I mean, I still don't want to walk around with the haircut. I'm sure there's a win-win-win in there somewhere.
Right.
But I haven't worked it all out yet.
No, that's in the future. Don't worry about it.
You're like an underground comic rebellion. That's the impression I get.
Yeah, it's a revolution. The hashtag Commiesgate revolution, like one-man communist army.
I love it. Really good.
That's awesome, dude. Well, this looks awesome, and I love this idea. Thank you for coming by. If you want to say anything else about your channel, about your project, about whatever, you have the floor, man.
All right, so it's customary in this time for me to list my YouTube and Twitter and stuff, but I already slid those seamlessly into my thing, yeah. So I want to say, go and subscribe to Captain F-Head in the chat and Peephole Circus. Like, they're both guys from CG UK. Like, follow them. They deserve plaudits as well, because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants in it.
Hell yeah. Are you going to be on any shows anytime soon? Any other live streams?
So from the 29th, I've booked 10 days off of wage slavery on it. Like, and my intention is to stream all of those days. Like, I know that I'm doing a graded 0.5 on Friday. That's Friday, isn't it? And then a bunch of other shows. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll be dropping links to everything.
Okay, sweet. We'll send them our way, and we might help promote you a little bit as you go along with that, dude.
That's a thing that I really wanted to say to you guys. The Phantom Collective Twitter page does a lot of great tweeting out of shows, particularly when they go live, or when people just upload videos. I'm really grateful for you guys doing that. I know that it helps because I've seen it in the analytics. So thank you very much.
That's awesome. Thank you for mentioning that. And I'm going to use that as a segue to say this. If Captain F-Head or Peephole Circus can just DM us on the Phantom Collective Twitter, we can get them started and begin posting them as well.
Great.
Yep. Hell yeah. I didn't know that F-Head started a channel or Peephole Circus. So that's awesome. I've heard of them for like a good year or so. Seen them around in chats here and there, but I didn't know they started YouTube channels. Sweet.
Yeah. We're all grabbing an oar in it, and rowing the fucking boat.
Doing the John Malin way, you say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I like that. Flip. So yeah, you can stick around for a minute or so if you want, but then we're gonna start closing out in just a minute here. So Flip, did you have some new channels that subscribed or that you want to shout out?
Yes, surely. Are you putting these in the description, Rook? That we
first, I'm gonna share the screen for it. I do multiple things here. Well, actually, okay. I'll put them all in the description afterward. I'll share the screen first while you're doing them.
Okay. So everyone, these are our newest and latest creators that are in the Phantom Collective. Mikhail CN, Darkside Gaming. He's a gamer, obviously. Pixar Nerd Studios, Shadow Hunter, and It's Easy. And we'll get those, I believe, put in the description. But definitely check them out. They're new creators. I mean, fairly new. Nobody in the 2000s, 20,000s, or anything like that. They do need support. And just make sure you check them out. At least give them that. And subscribe if you like them.
May I interject for a moment? I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
Obviously, I've seen you promote loads of channels, on Twitter and stuff. And obviously, this book that I'm launching is an alt history book. Yeah. Have you come across people who are interested in, who have channels that are history / comic book related? Is that a thing that already exists? That you see?
That's history and comic book. I mean, technically there's the comic book historian, but I don't know if that really counts as history. I mean, that's history of comics. But if you're talking about history in general, then I don't think so.
Seen anything like that at all. So yeah, you're off on a good foot. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Hopefully. I mean, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing you want to be. You want to be the name that defines what it is, so people can go, "Hey, I'm going to do something that's like how Kame Mark did," and then you'll be the one that they refer to.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, go ahead.
I was going to say one of my favorite things is to think of myself being used as an anecdote by someone else when I'm not there. Do you know what I mean? Like when someone says, my friend did this, like, and you're not even there, like they just put it up because you're that cool. That's basically what you're saying.
Well, I tell you, man, I've seen, at least on the Twitter end, God, so many people. I've never seen anything like what you do, and that's one of the reasons. I tried to get in contact with you because it is so original. I think you have a great opportunity. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope that I'm going to be able to grasp it with both hands, like, and make the most of it. I hope I'm not going to fuck it up.
Well, I'm thinking that you'll have a good start, and I think there's a good enough community support around here that will definitely at least help you the first little steps of the way. And I'm sure there will be a fuck up here or there, but that will all be part of the learning process, my friend. Yeah. So that's how it works.
I've had so much help already from great people like Adam Post, Narwhal, and Von Klaus, and Rob Casey. Like, I talked to loads of people, get loads of really good advice. Like, I'm really thankful to everyone. Thank you. Like, I can't do it without you.
Yeah, that's great. And something that we've been keeping kind of secret, but we can tease it a little bit. There's no harm in it. At some point, we're going to try to. It's hard to set this up because we don't have the time to do it ourselves all the time. But if people want to send us maybe a 30-second or less ad or something, especially for comic books, campaigns that they have running. I have the overlay feature on StreamYards, and every now and then, between guests or something, or between switching up topics, throw in a little ad to their campaign when they're launching or something. So we're trying, a little small way to help the people, get to know their thing, because they can't always come on to pitch their stuff all the time. So, it's something we're gonna work on doing in the future at some point.
It's a great idea. What we need is the creators to make their 30-second bits in it, so you can put them on.
Yep.
You could do it on the very next show if someone sent it to you. Just get out there and make the thing, people.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, we might put out a thingy for people to go do that, because that seems like that'll be a cool way to spread the word and get it nice, short, and sweet.
Yep, you bet. We are all about helping people out, getting the community together, and the community also helping each other.
Yep. And with that, I will bid you farewell, Mark. Thank you for joining us tonight. Everybody, please subscribe to him. Check out his legendary day on February 29th and back his comic book.
It's such a
that's my short pitch.
His alternative history.
Yep. And yeah, have a good one, my friend.
All right.
Later.
Thanks. I'll see ya.
All right, Flipster. Let's bring this to the home stretch. We're almost at an hour and a half. We might go just a little bit. Yeah, probably. I don't know if we'll go another full 12 minutes, but we'll see. How's everybody in the chat doing? I hope you guys liked our guests, Doc Hogg and Kame Mark. They both have great comics. I actually didn't know that both our guests were going to each have comics to talk about, so that was a nice little surprise. I'm learning more about comics all the time, kind of by accident. So I like to see the skills tested. Yeah.
I was just looking at what Fanzine was saying in the chat. He says that he's the sexy one of the fandom collective. And I'm in the middle of typing this back to him, but I think I'll just say it. We're going to have to let the ladies of his new dating game videos decide that.
That's a good point. We'll see. We should make a calendar soon, a contest. Let's have a poll. Who's the sexiest fandom collective? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
People, ladies might like my fat man tits. You never know.
Hey, you never
my jelly belly, my flubbly tubbly leg. Women probably are drooling over the thought of that just now. Sorry, ladies.
Yeah, my bad gas and refusal to bathe ever. So we all got good quality.
Exactly, and fan scene with his fan scene-ness and all that. Yep. That you want a fat ass, a jelly belly, and some leg, man tits, or do you want fan scene, standing there looking all fan scene like?
Yeah, he's got multiple personality disorder. Did you see his video? He's like 20 people, man.
Well, I mean, that's weak sauce. I got more coming out as well. We're gonna have to see who has more characters. Fan scene. Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. We're gonna have to see here because we have I have more characters coming that are gonna take an appearance in this summer. I don't want to reveal them now because why ruin the surprise? But they shall be coming this summer.
Yes,
and you shall fear for your life.
You have like 100 characters so far.
Yeah, the 20 I'm referring to are specifically Jeff characters. Like I have other characters that are not like variations of Jeff. The NPC characters, the putties, the one of the other ones, the Nega reviewers.
Yeah,
stuff like Jamal.
Oh, Jamal, yeah.
Rex and Darko. He says, I got some new characters coming. Well, all right, fan scene. We should have a character off of some kind, a contest. We'll see. Or just like showing what our characters do, the different personalities, because that'll be funny. A fashion show with our characters. How about that?
Oh, Lord. And who's the one you have with the pink shirt?
There's Jamal has the pink outfit, but then the other one is Jeffrico with the pink, the with the Russian accent. My comrades, my friends. Jeffrico.
Jeffrico. It looks like I'm starting to lag behind in character volume, so I'll have to work on that.
Yeah, get your ass in gear, Flip. Come on, sleep. Can't do that shit. Nope. Captain Fuckhead says. He says, "Wait, you two together make a fuckhead, and I'm sexy as fuck."
Okay.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I don't know about you, Flipster. Is there any last things that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I did want to remind the chat and anyone else who stopped by, I guess if you're still here, that if you'd like to do a video on the Fandom Collective channel, just email us at thefandomcollective@gmail.com. We do want to put you in front of the current subscribing group that we have and, show off what you're doing. If you want to do something that's an experimental sort of video, something you haven't dared do on your own channel, come here and do it. We'd like to find out if you want to do it.
Or even if you have a comic book coming up and you want to do a pitch or something, have your video up, on here to pitch. But I mean, I'd recommend it not be the same video that like you uploaded yourself, plus YouTube wouldn't like that. But make like a new video, pitching it to a different audience or something, and see what happens. These are lots of potential here. If you want to do a skit too, you want to be silly and make a character, do that. That's fun. I can do that all the time. Not My Star Wars says, look for an email from me in a few. I have an idea for a project you guys can do, and I'll help with it. Well, all right, buddy. I will check that out, and we shall see. Should be fun. I check them every other night, so I'll check that before bed, and can't wait to hear from you. That's great.
Awesome.
Now, we're just about to close out, but, why not close out with a bang? That was it. That was very underwhelming, huh?
It was pretty underwhelming.
Just, okay. No, this is what I meant.
Is to go even further beyond.
I think
What?
I think somebody gave him your energy.
Yeah, they did, bro.
A little bit.
Power Rangers are next.
Sorry, I cut you off. Everybody in the chat, practice your evil Tommy Green Ranger laugh. That's great. I love it.
Oh, fudge.
You'll shoot your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out.
This is Sparta! This is Sparta!
God.
Imagine if he had that deep of a voice in the show. This is Sparta.
Man, that was just an awesome movie. I love that movie.
I know, man. It's like, in a way it's trash, but in a way it's beautiful. Like, it's fantastic.
It changed action genre or whatever. All of a sudden.
In a way, I would agree. Now, okay, honestly, one more, and then we shall hit the road.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Yes. Excuse me, sir. Ma'am. I'm a ma'am.
All right, now.
All right, but seriously, thank you everybody for joining us. This was just a bring your own topic, talk stream, and we shall be back on Wednesday around 4:30 Pacific and 7:30 Eastern, and we might have some guests. We might do another Flip and Rook stream. I don't know. We seem to talk a lot more than we thought we would just by ourselves.
Some of us.
In some way. So with that, have a good night, everybody. Farewell.